Okay, let's be real for a second. We've all been scrolling through our social media feeds and seen them, right? Those hyper aesthetic, just picture perfect luxury vacations in Dubai. You know the ones. You've got the gleaming yachts cruising through crystal clear waters, the Burj Khalifa looking majestic at sunset, and those incredibly lavish dinners that literally look like they belong in a movie. I mean, it looks amazing on Instagram. It looks like the absolute dream. But we really need to ask, what is the actual reality behind that lens?
So, what does an aesthetic Dubai trip actually cost? And I don't just mean the sticker price you see on a booking site. We need to look way past the yachts and the high-end dinners to figure out the actual, cold hard math happening right behind the screen. Because what you see online, that is only half the story, and the other half relies heavily on numbers that people almost never talk about.
All right, let's dive into part one, the aesthetic illusion. Let's set a baseline for this beautifully curated 5-day trip. Say this gorgeous vacation runs you exactly 3 lakh rupees. Now, if you're like a lot of people who get caught up in the hype, you probably don't have 3 lakhs in cold hard cash just sitting in your bank account right this second. So what do? You swipe the credit card. It's easy, it's instant, and it comes with that little promise you make to yourself that, you'll just pay it off over time. You get the trip now and figure out the math later. Which brings us right to section 2. The credit card reality. Here is the number you absolutely need to pay attention to. 36% APR. That's the annual percentage rate, and it represents the average annual interest rate charged by credit cards right here in India. When you're just skimming your statement looking for that minimum payment due, this massive 36% rate is usually buried. Actually, no, it's practically hiding in the fine print. It might just sound like a simple percentage, but when you apply a 36% annual interest rate to a large balance, the financial gravity of that is absolutely staggering. So let's look at section 3, the real cost. Let's actually map this out. Imagine punching this into a financial calculator. You take your 3 lakh principal, you slap on that heavy 36% interest rate, and you stretch it out over 36 months of standard EMIs, from month 1 all the way to month 36. Just think about that for a second. You are taking 3 full years, 36 months of your financial life, to pay off a vacation that only lasted 5 days. That is month after month of payments, long after your tan is faded and the photos are buried at the bottom of your feed. And here is where it gets crazy. By the end of those 36 months, if you just pay the standard EMIs, you aren't paying back 3 lakhs. No way. You are actually paying back nearly 4.95 lakhs. The trip didn't cost 3 lakhs at all. Because of the way you financed it, the true cost literally ballooned to almost 5 lakhs. When you break that total down, it's pretty shocking to see exactly where your money goes. A good chunk is your original principal, the 3 lakhs that actually bought the flights, the hotel, the Burj Khalifa tickets, the whole shebang. But then you have this other massive chunk, 1.95 lakhs in pure interest. That is a massive penalty you are paying just for borrowing the money. It's a perfect visual of how a 36% APR completely inflates the cost of your lifestyle. Let's just isolate that number for a moment, all right? 1.95 lakhs. That is almost 2 full lakhs, completely, 100% in interest. To put that into perspective, you are literally paying the bank the cost of a whole second vacation just for the privilege of taking the first one. You bought one luxury trip for yourself, and you bought a second, slightly smaller vacation for your credit card company. When you break down the raw everyday economics of it, the math is truly eye-opening. And this leaves us with a pretty rock-solid rule of thumb. Don't finance a lifestyle you can't afford in cash. Chasing that internet aesthetic carries a huge premium, and when you try to capture that Instagram-perfect life on borrowed money, the underlying financial math catches up with you really fast. So the next time you see a flawless vacation photo on your feed, you have to ask yourself, are they living the dream or are they just paying for it twice?